Released over 20 years ago, LucasArts Outlaws was the first Western-themed FPS. Thanks to some memorable art design and one of the best soundtracks in gaming, it's managed to achieve cult status. Thankfully, it was re-released on GOG.com just a few years ago, which means an entire new generation is enjoying the adventures of Marshall James Anderson. But Outlaws has a lot of things hidden away, so today we're pulling back the curtain and showing off every secret, Easter egg, and cheat in LucasArts' 1997 classic title. In nearly every level of Outlaws, there's secret areas just waiting to be discovered. Some contain useful items, some contain enemies, and others are completely bizarre. Tapping the map button will show you how many secrets are in your current level and how many you found. These secrets can be very hard to find, but that's what I'm here for. In the first level of the campaign, head through the barn and around the corner to find an isolated building. Once you walk in the door, you'll see a panel on the wall. Open it up, and there is your first secret area. Later in the level, you'll come across an iron key. In that same room, you'll see a brown panel along the wall. Activate it to open it, then step inside and look for a hidden panel. It'll take you up to the attic where you'll find one outlaw, several beer bottles, some ammunition, and, of course, a medical bag. Once you're inside the building that requires the brass key, you'll notice a piece of furniture near the stairs that looks like it can be activated. Open it up and you'll find dynamite and an elixir. For the fourth and final secret area, you'll need dynamite. Either grab it from the last secret area, or if you're playing on ugly mode, one of the first outlaws you see will be throwing dynamite your way. Grab some dynamite, open the outhouse, and light that sucker up. You'll find a very strange long passageway that leads to something peculiar. Yes, that does seem to be an alien spaceship. Whenever you open the window, you'll see two aliens attempting to saw away at a cow? Very, very odd. Plus, it plays some really strange noises. The second level has just one secret area. You can find it by looking for the well in town. Jump inside, swim down, and after a little bit of navigating, you'll find a platform with some spiders and a badge of protection. But that's not all. Jump back into the water and continue to explore, and you'll find a second platform with all sorts of supplies. And also a civilian? What's he doing down here? This next thing isn't a secret area, but it is still a really cool Easter egg. Once you've finished with the well, go to the building right next door, and inside you'll find a unique item, a pen. Now take the pen and run across town to Stan's Used Coffins. Inside you'll see a guest book laying on the counter. Approach the guest book and activate the pen, and you'll get a confirmation message that says thanks for dropping in. Now when you go around the corner, there were previously 3 coffins, but they're gone. You can now drop underneath the floor and crawl around to get a rifle scope and some medical supplies. Now's also a good time to mention that Stan's Used Coffins is a reference to Monkey Island 2, another game that LucasArts developed.
Howdy! Welcome to Stan's previously owned coffins.
Another Easter egg is found graffitied on the side of a building. If you walk down an alley near where you start the level, you'll see Cly is a dirty dog written on the side. This is a reference to Chris Cly, the lead level designer of Outlaws. He even has a cheat code named after him, but we'll discuss that later in the video. There's no secrets in level 3, the train, so we're moving on to level 4, where you'll find just one secret area. From the start, jump down and head towards the water, but before you get there, turn right. As you approach the rock, activate it because you have found a secret passage. Now there's quite a few outlaws in here to kill, but it's also a very long secret passage. You're going to be finding plenty of ammunition, medical supplies, and even a shotgun if you didn't already have one. The 5th level of the campaign, Sawmill, is easily one of the most confusing levels in video game history. Fortunately, the secret areas aren't too hard to find. The first secret area is near the start, in the kitchen area. Once you find the steel key, you're there. Just open the panel along the wall and the supplies are inside. The second and final secret area of level 5 is just a little further ahead. When you first see a room full of water, stop. Instead, turn to your right, walk down the hallway, and then on your left will be a door that opens to a dark room full of crates. If you stand on the Ash Engine Company crate, you'll find a secret door along the wall. When you enter inside, you're in the air vent, and also in the secret area. There's no secret areas in level 6, the fort, or level 7, the mines, but you will find some in level 8, the cliffs. The first of which is later in the level when you find a hole that drops you into a pool of water. As you get out, you'll see a stone shack in front of you with some stairs and also some crates. Walk around the crates and to the right. You'll enter into a long passageway that eventually you'll have to duck down to get through. On the other end, you'll find a crack in the wall. Blow it up with dynamite and you are officially in the secret area. But that's not really all there is to it. To get to the true secret area, you're going to have to bring along both the Sun and Earth stone keys, put them in the correct slots, and a secret door will open. There's going to be a long mudslide that drops you into a huge cavern full of water. In here, you'll be able to find several sticks of dynamite and a passage back to the beginning of the level. The second and final secret area of the cliffs is found in the very last part of the level inside the fort. Eventually, you'll come across a slope that leads you to the second floor. When you do, keep to the left. Go around the corner, crouch down, into the hole, and you've found the last secret area. In the final campaign level, there are 2 secret areas. The first is found in a white house next to the entrance to Bob Graham's home. Go inside the house and up the stairs. As you get to the top of the stairs, look to your right at the shelf. Right next to the shelf is a secret door. To find the last secret area in the campaign, enter Bob Graham's home and go to the second floor. As you come to the top of the staircase, go straight ahead and take the door on the left. In that room is a closet. Inside the closet is a hidden door. While not technically a secret area, Bob Graham's ranch is hiding one more Easter egg that's definitely worth checking out, and is also really, really weird. Have you ever wondered what's behind that wall? Well, use a cheat code like Fly or Jetpack to get over the wall and then head way out into the desert. You'll see a small hole along the wall. Crouch down into it, and if you haven't already, enable God mode because there's some drops coming up that will kill you. Proceed through these tunnels, and eventually you'll come across this. Yes, that does seem to be a small dog in sunglasses attacking you while sitting on a pedestal in a pit of fire. I'm assuming the developers were having a really good time. Now, the dog can be killed, and when he does, he always explodes into fire. And I've also tried to go up that little hell chute, but from what I can tell, it doesn't actually go anywhere. Yes, this is pretty weird. More weird than aliens working on a cow? That's for you to decide. Okay, so that was all of the secret areas in the campaign. But we still have to cover historical missions, and there are a lot of secrets in the historical missions. First up, martial training. In the first level, Bloodeye Tim, you'll need the crowbar to gain access to the one secret area. To find the crowbar, look for the shack off by itself and jump through the hole in the roof. You'll find the crowbar inside. Once you leave that shack, head straight across into the fort area. In that first building, you'll find a door that is stuck. Luckily, you have a crowbar. Open the door and look to your right. Along the wall is a secret door. The next level has several secrets. When you first exit the canyon and enter the town, go into the first building on your left by entering through the rear window. As you go upstairs and look around, you will eventually come across a crack in the wall. Blow it up with dynamite, and that's your first secret area. The second secret area is in the building next door. Simply walk in and go upstairs and look for the crates in the back. One of the crates has a crack that can be blown up with dynamite. Once you're through the gate that requires the brass key, you'll come across a saloon area. Check behind the bartender's counter and you'll find a button. Once the button's pressed, you'll open up a secret passage that leads underneath the stairs. Follow it down and you'll see a bunch of crates. This is the secret area. Some of the crates can be pushed around, which will lead you to even more supplies. But one crate in particular will lead you to an Easter egg. Max the Bunny from Sam and Max. You see, LucasArts, the developer of Outlaws, also developed the first Sam & Max video game, Sam & Max Hit the Road, just a few years earlier. For whatever reason, the developers thought it would be funny to include Max in cowboy attire secretly in the game. If you wait around long enough, he'll actually start to sing My Bonnie Lies Over the Ocean, which is a reference to James Anderson's kid, Sarah, who sings it at the very beginning of the campaign. Of course, Max puts his own little twist on the song.
Bonnie lies over the ocean. My Bonnie lies over the sea. My daddy lied over my mammy. And that's how they got little me. Ha 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 ha.
The next martial training level has a ton of secret areas. And there's one right at the start. use the crate to cross the gap, and then push the next crate into the wall to gain access to the secret area. Make your way through the tunnel, but be careful. There are a ton of spiders waiting for you on the other side. Fight off the spiders, then turn your attention to the pedestal on the other side of the room. Yes, that is an Indiana Jones reference, confirmed by the message that appears when you collect the item. Seeing an Indiana Jones reference here really isn't that unusual, just for the fact that LucasArts was also creating the Indiana Jones video games. Well, that and the fact that Raiders of the Lost Ark was produced by the Lucasfilm production company. That probably didn't hurt either. Next up, look for this Patrick's Feed and Supply sign, and when you do, blow it up. The next secret area hides behind it. The large room that gives you the Gatling gun is holding a secret. In the corner, you'll find a crate with a crack. Blow it up, and there is secret area number 3. As you exit the large area, turn to your left, and you'll find another room that houses a furnace. On the opposite side of the furnace is a door to actually crawl inside. You guessed it, along the right side of the wall is a hidden door that'll take you to the secret area. Near the beginning of the level, you'll come across a safe. Well, blow it up. Just as you would expect, you're going to get a ton of gold and, of course, the last secret area. The next martial training level, Buckshot Bill Morgan, doesn't have any secret areas, but the 5th and final martial training level, Spittin' Jack Sanchez, does, the first of which is super easy to find. All you have to do is jump down from the beginning area and make your way to the right until you find the horse stables. Open the door, make your way through the horses, and you'll find a small hole that you can crawl through. Eventually, you'll come across a cracked wall. Blow it up with dynamite, and it'll lead you through a tunnel into a room full of crates. Inside this room is a sack of gold, but also a lever. When you pull the lever, it'll release you at the beginning of the level. Convenient! The second secret area is hidden in plain sight, along the back wall of the inside of the fort. Near the second secret area is a courtyard full of crates. Stand on one of the crates and then do a running jump to this ledge. Once you get on the ledge, do a crouch jump into this window. You've found the third and final secret area. While we're in this level, how about another weird Easter egg? Exit the fort and walk around until you see a ridge with a white dot on it. Could it be? Yes, the dog with sunglasses from before is still around. And by the way, he is attacking. If you stand around long enough, you will get killed. You can use a fly command to go up there and shoot him, and once again, when he's dead, he catches fire. When you play the martial training levels, you earn points, and depending on how many points you earn, you'll rank up and unlock bonus missions. Now, none of these bonus missions have secret areas, but they do have Easter eggs worth talking about. In the Deputy bonus mission, your goal is to go down 3 long hallways, open cells, and kill the outlaws inside. But after you've killed all 9 outlaws, you actually open up a 4th hallway. When you travel down that hallway, there's 3 more cells, but with more interesting characters inside. Yep, it's Max the Bunny and that dog back again. Except this time they're with a friend. A really deranged squirrel. If you'd like, you can attack and kill these creatures, but nothing special happens. Well, other than the dog catching fire like it has been. In the Sheriff bonus mission, you're given access to a huge shooting gallery, and one of the features of that shooting gallery is a conveyor belt. If you wait around long enough, you're bound to see the dog with sunglasses yet again. The third and final bonus mission is actually a huge Easter egg in and of itself. You replay the events of Raiders of the Lost Ark. It's really neat, but I'm not going to show the entire thing as part of this video. I've already done a separate video showing off all the bonus missions in Outlaws. If you're interested in that, I'll put a link to it on screen now. Nearly a year after Outlaws debuted, LucasArts released a free DLC pack that added 4 more levels into the game. They called it A Handful of Missions. These levels are huge, and they are chock full of both secrets and Easter eggs. So of course we're covering those. The first level of the Handful of Missions DLC is Civil War, and it is gigantic. In fact, it is the largest Outlaws level, and it had to be split into 2 parts because it was so huge. The first part has 3 secret areas, and the first secret area is not too hard to find. Once you've stumbled across the crowbar, turn around and you'll see a box. Throw dynamite at it. Even though it doesn't have a crack, throw it, because it will blow up and reveal the first secret area. Once you have the crowbar, return to the trenches and find the door that's stuck. Entering into this secret area will give you a shotgun and some health. Near the end of Civil War Part 1, you'll come to a clearing. This is where you would drop down and load into Part 2 of the level. Instead, backtrack and find an awning and use it to launch yourself up onto the ridge. Follow the ridge around and you'll see a box of TNT. Crouch when you find the box of TNT and you'll enter into the third and final secret area. Of course, this is the third and final secret area of Part 1. Now it's time to load into Part 2, where there are even more secret areas. Much later in Civil War Part 2, you'll come to a beautiful hotel. Go to the second floor and then the far left room. When you open the door, you'll see that the floor is actually missing, but that's okay. Looking across the chasm, there's still a room over there. If you can manage to jump over there, you'll have your first secret area of Civil War Part 2. The second and final secret area is a little difficult to find. Shortly after the hotel, you'll find a warehouse full of crates. It's possible to walk along a catwalk and exit the warehouse on a ledge. Continue this direction until you see an awning. Jump to it, and then crouch to enter the secret area. Even though it's been nearly a year, the devs are still loving Max, who they used as an Easter egg yet again. That's all of the secret areas in Civil War, but there are a few Easter eggs. Near the end of the level, after you light the cannon, you'll notice a fence. By jumping from the porch or using a flying cheat, or just getting blasted by an enemy shotgun as I did, you'll gain access to a pasture area for chickens, cows, and spiders? A little weird, but nothing compared to this next one, which I consider Outlaws' greatest Easter egg. Earlier in the level, you'll encounter a warehouse with two switches. It opens the warehouse to let you exit, but it also opens a secret passage in a previous room. Follow it through, and you are in the strangest version of Jurassic Park I've ever seen. The T-Rex is a human head, and based on this 1996 picture, I'm willing to bet it's project lead Stephen R. Shaw. Perhaps this was an in-joke to poke fun at his tyrannical ways? No idea. You'll also find what appears to be a snake, a triceratops, a stegosaurus, sunglasses dog, the squirrel, and a whole slew of chickens. At the bottom of the lake is a family of spiders. The dinosaurs take a ton of hits, but they can be killed. Nothing noteworthy happens, but when you take down the Velocisteven, you'll get a message that Jack Sanchez has been killed. This means that they took the villain from level 5 of martial training and replaced his sprite. Just a funny extra. The first secret area for the ice caves is right at the beginning of the level. Simply exit the starting cave and head up the path to the left. You'll see a wall that you can blow up with dynamite. When you come to the lake with floating ice chunks, jump across the water for another indented wall that can be blown up with dynamite. The last three secret areas of the ice caves are all in the exact same room. After you've defeated Bloody Mary Nash, look for an indented wall that you can blow up with dynamite. That's the first area. Then walk outside and you'll see some loose snow. Use the shovel, and that's the second area. Then, right next to that, is another loose snow that can be shoveled. That's the third area. Congrats! You found all 5 secret areas of the ice caves. The villa doesn't have any secret areas, so we're on to the final level of Outlaws, Wharf Town, which has the most secret areas of any other level in the game, 7. We should probably get started. The first secret area can be found by jumping out to the boat and collecting some dynamite. Then jump back to the starting area and throw dynamite at the poster. You'll find a secret area behind it. The second secret area is nearby. Jump across the water to the other side of Wharf Town and enter the building that has the conveyor belt inside. After you pass through the conveyor belt, you'll notice that the platform at the end is missing a square. Put some dynamite there. After it blows up, it will reveal a secret passage underground that gives you access to several more sticks of dynamite and a shotgun. Once you get to the lodge with the giant fireplace, head upstairs and to the left. You'll pass through one more room before you notice a cracked wall. Blow it up with dynamite, and there's your third secret area. Leave the room and head back to the hallway and go into the very next door. Underneath the table, you'll find yet another crack in the wall. Now exit this room and walk all the way to the end of the hallway. You'll notice a cabinet inside the last room that has a light-colored panel. Blow it up with dynamite, and there's your next secret area. Later in the level, you'll see a poster that says Great Event, May 10th. Walk inside of this building, and in the back, you'll find a crate with a crack. Blow it up for another secret area. Head upstairs from the last secret area, and you'll eventually come across a room with a really nice painting. Blow it up, and congratulations, you have found the last secret area in Outlaws. So you finished the game, found all the secrets, and you're wondering what's next. Fortunately, like most PC games of the 90s, Outlaws is loaded with interesting cheats to alter the game and increase the replay value. So let's have some fun with Part 2, Cheat Codes. In Outlaws, it's not necessary to invoke the console before entering a cheat. All the cheats begin with OL for Outlaws, and the game waits for commands after that. If a cheat is entered correctly, you'll receive a confirmation message. It'd be a cardinal sin not to start with the most important cheat, God Mode. Simply type OL I'm Yella, and you're completely invincible. Not only will bullets be unable to stop you, but you're also immune from all fall damage. This is particularly helpful on the Ice Caves level, though you'll be stuck unless you cheat your way back up. It also prevents death on the train level, though you'll then be stuck in the desert watching the train leave you. It does let you see the fascinating way in which that level works, though. At the start of the game, you only have access to a pistol and rifle. Wouldn't it be nice if you had all the weapons? Now you can. Simply type OL postal, like going postal, and every weapon in the game will be added to your inventory. Do you hate reloading? Type in olwimpy and you'll never reload again. You can use your pistol almost like a machine gun. Now that you have all the weapons, you need some infinite ammo. Type in olash, which is named after one of the programmers, Stephen Ash, to never have to worry about ammo again. As a bonus, you won't have to reload with this code either, which makes olwimpy kind of useless. The Gatling Gun is extremely powerful and extremely fun, but it's also stationary. Until now, enter olstinnett, named after project lead Darren Stinnett, and you'll be able to take that bad boy anywhere you want. If you're in a dark place and running low on oil for your lamp, type OPEC. It'll restore just a little bit of oil. The code is a reference to OPEC, the Organization of Petroleum Exporting Countries, which establishes oil exporting policies. If you'd prefer to just never run out of oil, there's a code for that too. Use OL Gusher, and you'll never have to worry about running dry. Sometimes you need a key you just don't have. You could track it down, or just type in OL Jackpot. This will give your character every item they need to clear the specific level they're on. Want to feel pain? Type olhitme to lose 1 heart instantly. If that's not enough for you, type olreallyhitme to lose 3 hearts. And if you're just not keen on living, OL Tombstone will kill you instantly. There's also codes for life gain. Type olrx, like a prescription, to gain 1 heart. If you need a little more, type olmorerx to gain 3 hearts. If it's a true emergency, you can type OLER to gain all of your hearts back. You can also type OL Yahoo to gain a sheriff's badge, which gives you temporary armor and a weapon boost. These codes are probably best aimed at people who want to experience Outlaws without using God Mode, but also understand that the 20-year-old game design might be a little brutal. You can give yourself a boost when things get tough. In some missions, the boss won't spawn until certain conditions are met. To force them out of hiding, use OL Appear on levels that support it, like Sanctuary, the second campaign level. Ranking up in martial training can be tough. If you need some help, type OL Boost to give yourself points. After entering this code a few times, you'll be martial rank and able to play the Indiana Jones bonus mission. So here's a scenario. You find a stuck door but don't have the crowbar yet. Open your map and type OL Zip. This sets your current location as a teleport point. Later on, when you get the crowbar, simply type OL Zip again without opening the map. You'll immediately zip over to where you set your marker. During the campaign, you might come across a level you're really not into. Just type olscore and you'll be taken to the next level immediately. The cheat's name is a reference to how the code works when you're in martial training. Using the code then will immediately exit the level and take you to your score screen. If there's a campaign level that you'd like to jump straight to, no worries. There's 9 codes that will instantly transport you to your level of choice. Keep in mind that cheats don't stay activated from level to level, so you'll need to re-enter them whether you use these codes or finish a level yourself. The game will, however, remember the guns and ammo you had. If at any point you want to watch the cutscenes, simply type OL Screening. Get some popcorn, as it'll play every cutscene in the game before returning you to the main menu. Now it's map time. Want to see every object ID? Type OL Map ID and you'll be able to see them listed on the map. Seems like more of a debugging thing, but still interesting. The next map code is equally as debuggy. Type olgps to show your coordinates. Now you'll know where you are in relation to the map. The final map code is called Super Map Mode. Type olcds to activate it. This will show you where every object is located. The gray triangles are enemies, the red triangles are items you can pick up, the black triangles are objects such as bottles or grass, and the yellow triangle is the boss of that level. Actually, if you play the game on easy mode, aka good, your map will always show the yellow triangle even without this code. Also, all of the codes stack, in case you hate looking at maps. Alright, now on to the fun cheats. You've seen me fly around a few times in the video and were probably wondering how. That's olreallyhitme. It controls very similarly to Minecraft flight with jump gaining altitude and crouch dropping altitude. It's a toggle, so type it again to return to Earth. There's also a super jump mode you can activate with olbounce. To be honest, I find the effect barely noticeable, but supposedly running jumps will give you more height and distance. What's even better is Jetpack Mode. Type olshadows and you'll be able to fly around but still be affected by gravity. This is super fun, but you may want to enable God Mode as well, since drops can still kill you. One of the weirder inclusions is a night vision scope, activated by olblackops. It causes enemies and items to appear at full illumination when viewed through the rifle scope, regardless of how dark the surroundings are. Next up is Invisibility, activated with olether. The problem is, it doesn't do anything. I half expected the enemies to no longer know my location, but my testing showed nothing of the sort. It just temporarily makes you ghost-like. My guess is that this was useful in multiplayer mode to make you harder to spot. And yes, allowing cheat codes in multiplayer games was indeed an option when creating a server. How else would you enjoy mobile Gatling guns? This next code is hilarious, and I love it way more than I have any right to. Type OL red light, and just like the childhood game, everyone freezes in place. Now you can't shoot enemies once this is activated, but they also can't shoot you, making this a great code to walk through congested areas. But honestly, I love it for the comedic value. It's hilarious to walk around town with everyone frozen in place. It also gives you a great opportunity to see what the sprites look like from all sides. The next code, olshaw, is named after project lead Stephen R. Shaw. It gives all of your weapons extra power. Your 6-shooter will send enemies a few feet, but where you're really going to notice the upgrade is your fists and the shotguns. This next one is unique to level 7 of the campaign. Head deep into the mines until you encounter the minecart tracks. Stand on top of them and type OL runaway train. You will immediately become a minecart and head in the direction you're facing. The game takes physics and momentum into account, so you'll have a longer ride if you start at the top of the hill. Next up, there's a few stat-based cheats. First is olfps, which does exactly what you'd expect it to do. Shows you the frames per second. There's also olpolys, which displays Polygon Info. Again, this is probably more for debugging. The next code will tell you how much memory is being used for various things like textures, palettes, etc. Just type in olmemory to see that information. There's also a dedicated code for texture info, but it seems to be in a list format that I couldn't scroll through. Regardless, that's found with olshowtex. But as debuggy as all of those are, there is one extremely fun and useful stat-based cheat. While a little difficult to read while playing in 1920 by 1080, typing in oljtf, or just the facts, will give a huge readout of interesting info, such as shots fired, enemies killed, health lost and gained, and hits on enemies. Even though this information is given to you in martial training mode upon completion of a stage, you could use this cheat to find out your stats in campaign mode and the handful of missions DLC levels. To wrap this up, we have a few weird cheats. Enter olanalklie to purposefully misalign the textures. As a reminder, Chris Cly was the lead level designer, so I'm guessing this is a reference to him being anal retentive about getting the textures perfect. It's a toggle, so enter it again to return the textures to normal. There's another code called Oz mode entered with ollliput, but I can't get it to work. After a little research, it seems that it may have only been compatible on older systems, or possibly only on Mac. It's supposed to make the enemy small and give all the taunts a helium effect, but I can't find any footage of this online. Another weird one is olschmitty, named after level designer Kevin Schmidt. While outside, the effect seems to make certain things invisible, but when you walk inside, you'll see that it causes textures to repeat indefinitely. It's a trippy effect, but it also kind of makes me feel ill. The last one is more of a utility, but entering OL texture scan will clear textures that aren't being used. This could potentially help with any slowdown the game is experiencing. I won't be covering these, but here's some multiplayer cheats as well. Some of these do obvious things, but I'm still unsure of what I am a user and SRS says no users does. It probably has something to do with allowing and disallowing players into a server or changing a mode. Also note the SRS most likely stands for Stephen R. Shaw. There's also a few other cheats that perform various maintenance tasks. The dump command creates files in the root directory of Outlaws. I'm actually pretty amused at the sound dump being named Swab, since the file name it creates is earwax. And finally, the last cheat in the game is olEdit, which is used to alter textures while in-game. Don't get too excited though, since it requires a file called oleditor.dll, which you'll need to track down yourself on Google. The other issue is that it only works if you play the game while in windowed mode, and that is not a simple task if you're playing the GOG version. If you're interested in creating your own levels for Outlaws, I'd urge you to search YouTube for how to use both olEdit and Lawmaker, the map editor. There's still a small but thriving community of players and creators, even 20 years later. And that's it. While I didn't intend for this video to be half an hour long, I hope you enjoyed it. It was a labor of love for an underappreciated gem of a game. That said, this video could have never existed without the Outlaws community, who has spent the last 20 years tracking down every last secret the game had to offer. Here's just a sampling of the people I have to thank for helping to make this video a reality. It wouldn't have been possible without their guides and research. Also, a very special thanks to GameFAQs user InterMP, who made my job so much easier by compiling the info into a single document. And of course, a special shout out to the people out there still keeping the game alive, creating levels, arranging multiplayer matches, and uploading videos. It's amazing to see the love this title receives even 2 decades later. Finally, thanks for watching. If you're curious about Outlaws, you can pick up a copy on GOG.com. If you'd like to see the game played, I have a full playthrough here on YouTube. I'll put links to both in the description. See you next time for more Stephen Plays. Also, did you guys know that you can do a dynamite jump? It is frickin' rad as hell!